Rarely can you learn a skilled trade at no cost.
Yeah, but if Bob the Builder is your career role model, Illinois may have you covered. Taylor Fleming takes a look at Youth Build. Taylor?
Janice, Tyler, Youth Build McLean County has received a state grant that will help them train people for construction work. The nonprofit already provides education programs, but this new state funding will allow them to take that mission even further. A $350,000 grant will allow them to start a pre-apprenticeship program for people over 18 that want to pursue careers in construction. In the 8-week course, they'll learn carpentry skills and first aid, as well as earn state certifications.
They really are life-changing. To have that opportunity to come in with no skills and leave with all of the skills is a pretty incredible gift.
There is no cost to enroll in the program. Youth Build is planning to have 2 class groups and 33 participants total. The first one will likely start in June and the other in August. The grant can also be renewed for up to 2 additional cycles if the program does well. After completing the full-time training program, students will move on to accredited apprenticeship programs with businesses or unions in the area. Tyler, Janice.